Welcome. In this video, I'll show you how to plot a graph on Excel. So when you open a blank spreadsheet, this is what it look like. You don't need to start at A1. So that's A1. You don't have to start putting your descriptions in there. You could start anyway. I'm just going to decide to start there randomly. I'm going to call this one the number of trials. So I'm going to show you how to plot a very simple graph, a bar graph comparing two sets of data. All right. Trials. We know we conducted 3 trials for our balloon car experiment, and we measured the distance without modifications. I'm just calling it without mods. And when I wanna make this cell basically fit the text, I just double click that G there, and I'll say the next one, distance with mods. So I'm just going to give some fake numbers in here. So the distance without modifications, so this is before we made any changes to our design. Let's say we got 25. Oh, that's a bit small. Let's say you got 100 and let's say 230, 200 and 250. And then when you modified it, you had, let's say, 460, 500 and 430. Now we don't want to plot all of this information. What we want to do is calculate the average. I'll show you how to calculate the average. You could use your calculator, but to calculate it here in Excel, all you do is go in the sheet, the cell that you want to calculate the average. I want to calculate the average of these 3, so I'll go on the cell, hit my equal sign, write average, open brackets, drag those values in, close my brackets, hit enter. I get that, and to get the average on this other side for these 3 values, I want that over there. Now instead of having to repeat myself, I'm just going to drag that formula across. That's what I get. And then I will format these cells because I want it to be 2 decimal places. So I'm just going to go into number. It's already got that 2 decimal place over there. Hit OK, and that's what I've got. So I want to plot that with this value, and then I want to plot the width modifications with that value. Now you don't have to label these the way I have. You probably may find something even better to label these, maybe before modifications and after modifications. Let me actually change that to that. So before mods and after mods. All right. So now what I'll do is I'll click on that cell over there. I'm not pressing anything. I've just clicked on that cell, and then I'm going to hold Control so I can select that value. Then after mods and the average of after mods, which was 463, and then I can let go of my Control button. Then I'll go to Insert in the top tab there, and there's a number of charts that I can plot. Now I will just plot a simple bar chart to begin with, and that's what it looks like. Yours will look similar. If it doesn't, that's fine. All you've got to do is try and explain these results. So in mine, it's showing an increase in the distance after modifications, but we need to know what we need to give it this thing a chart title, and we also need to add axis titles. So here we could say investigation of that probably should be the title, so you could call this one you know what, we don't even need a title there because that's already got that. Here we could just call it distance. in centimeters, put it in brackets there. Investigation of a balloon powered car when modified by adding more straws in bracket exhaust. And something like that. It doesn't have to look like that. You could label it however you want. I've done this in a bit of a rush, but then all I need to do is copy that and paste it in my Word document. So I open a Word document and in your results section, paste it there. All you've got to do is then give it a label, and you call this figure 1, or whichever diagram it is. If it's if you've got a sketch of your car, then this could be figure 2, and you explain what's going on in this diagram. Just a brief explanation of what's going on, and that will do. I hope this video is useful. Bye.